Hey guys, Alex Fedotoff here, and in this video I want to show you the CBO strategies that made us the $57,000 in sales. Basically break it down for you and also explain some of the major things in terms of how we optimize the accounts, how we structure the CBO campaigns in our business, and basically the things that you can replicate and take for yourself, implement, and get amazing results this Q4, guys. So you can see here, for instance, this campaign here, we spent in the last 30 days with this one campaign $17,000, and we have generated $57,000. And the interesting thing about this one, guys, is that a lot of people are asking me, could you add like more ad sets inside of the existing CBO campaign, right? Or let's say if you have, let's say, 5 ad sets and 3 of them or 4 of them don't perform, then, you know, obviously we shut them down. But then, you know, a lot of people, what they would do is they would like recreate the new CBO campaign. So what we have done here is quite the opposite, right? So we've launched the initial set of the ad sets, right? But then we continuously added new ad sets to it, right? So it is pretty much like you can see at this point here, guys, it is 17 different ad sets in this one campaign. And you can see, like, I mean, obviously some of them spend more, some of them spend less, but overall, like, so if we take, let's say, even like if we'll take like 7 days, last 7 days here, you can see it is very consistent, right? So in this case, we just gave Facebook like the room to optimize, to optimize, to get the, you know, the necessary, like, distribute the ad spend, and it worked out, right? So you can see if we like sort by schedule, guys. So you can see initially, like, we just dropped like several assets, then we just dropped, you know, a few more assets into it. So just on the first day of it, like if we'll just select here, initially you can see that was 13 assets, right? And then we like just added some more assets to it. And some of them did not perform, right? Some of them we had to like shut down. Some of them, you know, had like too high CPA, like to, you know, like, so if we sort by break-even ROAS here, break-even ROAS is about like 1.6 here. I mean, overall, there haven't been like very like unprofitable ones. If we look at the more like bigger conversion window, there have been some ad sets that haven't been as profitable in this particular case. But the thing is, guys, if you operate in this way, right? If you just drop like more ad sets, right? Because typically we would have like 3-5 ad sets. That's what like our typical structure, but we have done this test, guys, and you can see it worked out. Like, it just maintained this like stable, normal average performance throughout all of the ad sets, although some of them have been better, some of them have been worse, right? Overall, it has been performing quite well. Now, obviously there's optimization kind of like element to it, right? Because here you can see these 3 ad sets that have kind of like fall, the ROAS just fall, like it wasn't that good. We just decided to shut down, right? That was like number one thing that, you know, we've done here. And beside that, there haven't been major adjustments or major things that we have done here. Now, if we look from the perspective of frequency, this is, you can see the frequency overall like 173, so it's good. So if you're looking at the multiple, let's say, audiences, right? In terms of frequency, that is better, right? And especially if you go after like a specific niche, that is better because frequency won't be that high. Right, so frequency, let's say if you just go after one audience, you would go hard after it. Unless this is like very big audience, then it will just be, you know, like the frequency would go up very fast. So here we have, you can see the frequency 1.1, 1.02, 1.32. So we have all of these things here that are basically, you know, like very reasonable, right? And we can continue to run this campaign. You know, we're planning to run this campaign for the next like several months if it will perform, and barely touching it, right? So this is one of the things that you guys can test once you have like a good proof of concept with your product to structure your campaigns this way. Now, the way we have stuff like implemented on the ad set level here, not only we have like multiple ad sets, but these guys are all different angles for the product, right? So for example, we have this set of winning audiences that have, you know, performed overall well from our previous tests, but here we have the new angles, right? We have the new angles, like we introducing like new angles. We tested so many different angles here, and you can see like on average, it kind of like adds up, right? And on average, just like performs. Now, obviously, if you look from the perspective of like cost per click, right? Some of these ad sets like have very high cost per click. Some of these ad sets have like lower cost per click, but on average, just averages out to about like $1. And on average, it is profitable, guys. And pretty much all of these ad sets are profitable. So what I see a lot of entrepreneurs are missing is that like they would use like one ad, one angle, one audience, and they just would try to scale that, right? And it might not be scalable, right? It might work like with few ad sets, make like few thousand or few thousand dollars, but it won't work on the scale. So whereas the setup that we have here is much more scalable. I'm pretty sure we can push this one campaign, we can push to like $1,000 or $2,000 a day and have no issues with it. So let's say you take last 7 days, guys, this just one campaign has spent $11,000 and has been profitable, obviously, right? So $35,000 in sales. So this campaign just in pure profit, just one campaign here, it made approximately like $30,000 and $15,000 in profit, could be more. So our products, some have a bit higher break-even ROAS, some have a bit lower, but then on average it is 1.6. So you can see it, like literally this one campaign here has made this amount of profit, right? Which is, which I'm happy about. But the structure, guys, I mean, you can just replicate it for yourself. So let me just check one of these. Let's just sort by a campaign that has spent the most here. So like this one here, right? Now, this is again, right, guys, and this is what I'm reinforcing for you guys to do is to use different angles, right? So for example, what we are testing here are different angles. For example, are you tired of X, right? Then you should try this, right? Are you relating to all of these people, right? So many people have done this, like, are you with them, right? So basically kind of like having that like community angle in it, right? Then having the reviews from people that, I mean, your customer reviews are probably the best like selling like the ad copy that you can find in your business, because that's your customers. I mean, they might see things in your product that you will not see. So if you get like good reviews, definitely same day just test it as an ad copy, right? This is it, like the ad copy, and then you have the call to action, and that's pretty much, that's all you need, guys. And then always test. The reason why it's like so like scalable, guys, is because again, it has so many different angles, right? So for example, this one here has 7 different angles, just one ad set. And this is how we approach things, right? This is why it is scalable, guys. Now, in terms of the like budget wise, right? So budget wise, guys, we went pretty heavy here. It is $2,000 a day budget, right? And out of that $2,000 budget, you can see it's not spending the whole $2,000 budget. It is spending approximately like $1,500 a day, which is still pretty good. But then if we would have had the budget of, let's say, 100 or 200 or 300 days, 300 a day, then we would just cut ourselves short, because we would simply not get all of these impressions. So if your campaign structure is good, right? If you have multiple angles, multiple audiences, and then if you have multiple angles on the ad level, then guys, you should not have problems utilizing $1,000, $2,000 a day budgets, right? And so you can see this is mostly what we are using, 1,000, like you can see some of them have, but at the end of the day, like they spend also like less, right? So you can see, compare the difference between this one that has spent 11,000, right, and the difference between like this one, which only spent like 2,500. Now, every single product and every single kind of like campaign has its own limitations, and I would recommend like you test this stuff, but then you adjust it accordingly to how your personal account performs. Because guys, if you have, let's say, if your ad account is not accustomed to high budgets, maybe it doesn't have enough data, or just like your product is more like niche, then you just go slowly, right? You wouldn't go like $2,000 per day. You would just go, let's say 500, then you would test 1,000, then you would test 2,000, and then you would find the sweet spot there. So this is it, guys. This is basically how we structured the campaign that has generated $57,000 in just last 30 days. This is how we structure campaigns. These are some of the things that you guys can just take, implement for yourself, test it out, and then get amazing results. So guys, if you're looking for help in scaling your e-commerce business or your Facebook advertising, there should be a link below this video. You can apply for our personal help in scaling your e-commerce business. This is only for people who already do $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a day. This is not for people who are just like starting out. But if you're interested, just click on that link below, schedule a call, and our team members will get in touch with you. We'll see how we can help you out to scale your business, especially guys, this Q4. This Q4 will be the best Q4 that e-commerce like world has ever seen, because of obviously the COVID, like, you know, some bad things that happened. But at the end of the day, you know, entrepreneurs are opportunists, and we take opportunity of the stuff that just goes wrong sometimes, and that's what we do. That's what we need to do to provide for our families. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you can just like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos in the future. Thank you.